Doing fine. I've just arrived at your residence here, and I've got your neighbor is unlocking things, and he's taking care of cats, so we have a safe environment for kitty cats. And
yeah, those can be quite challenging.
They can be, but looking over your instructions briefly before my phone call to you, and I agree that water is wicking up in here, which, you know, that's what water does best. It absorbs into things, and it rots because, you know, that's the nature of our environment. And I have a question. It looks like this deck I'm standing on is on a concrete pad, either for the most part or all of it. And it looks like this porch is built on top of the deck.
It does look that way, but it isn't. There was, if you go into the porch, you'll see where I've pulled up the tile that was put over the existing board. And so there was a porch which I'm guessing had a couple of steps coming off of it, going down to the concrete pad or to the dirt. I can't tell you which. Part of it's dirt. And that's with like 2-inch tongue and groove board.
I see them.
And what I think happened, what part of the problem anyway, is that they built the deck right up to the tongue and groove.
Well, there's no flash.
You see that part for sure because the wall's on top of it. And then they built the, I hate to call them walls, but they built the walls up on top of the two of them.
Yep.
So when the water runs off the deck, or when the water sits on the deck, it just gets soaked up into the walls.
Sure, I agree.
So one of the things, after we get the walls rebuilt, what I was going to do was trim back the deck wood about a 1/2 inch, so there was an air gap between the new walls and the deck. If that makes any sense.
It makes a lot of sense. I like that idea. And before you rebuild that deck, I would most definitely put a course of galvanized flashing around the entire perimeter and leave a space. I mean, I build decks a standalone, which is probably at least 1/2 inch to 1 inch away from a house, so that water finds a place to go and it's not destructive. And even on top of that, if you have a 0 grade or negative grade, it looks like you're looking from front to back. It looks like it's a slope from left to right, and we'll have to put levels on things that we can't, because the level needs to be on this, whatever's below this decking, to find out where the water's going to go. And you see level based on everything around it, so it could be a lot of illusions here in these lines.
Right. And if I need to pull the deck away completely and rebuild it from scratch, then I can do that part. I wasn't planning on taking up any of your time on that part.
Sure, understand.
Okay. I leave that part up to you. If you can build it with the deck there, I know that when I put a 4-foot level on the deck, it seems to the two sides, as you're looking at the house,
yep,
the right side and the left side seem to bend in.
I agree.
And then the main part of the deck is just flat.
I agree. It does. It looks like it's a bit concaved in the middle, and it'll run to the center, but that's only the decking. If the concrete is a reflection of the decking, then if it follows the same pattern, then you're holding water right where this glass door is in the center.
Yes, and that's where the worst of it is.
Which makes a lot of sense, right? Because if that's where water is going to remain, it has not rained here for a little bit, and it looks like that's a wet area. I like warranties on the things we do, and I tell my customers, I'm a retired computer science teacher. I've been building stuff for 12 years. My brother's a PE civil engineer, and scalped me one time on a build and taught me the right way to do things, and they stand the test of time such that we can give you a 20-year warranty on anything we do. But what I would recommend is that the first thing is I've got a professional engineer. John will help us with any application of code to make sure you're structurally intact. I don't know what he's going to say about footings because he can't put eyes on it, but
oh, you can. If you go inside the porch, there's a hole.
okay.
Just as you walk in the door, there's a piece of tile or something, board, that's covering a hole.
Drywall.
And if you put your flashlight down in that hole.
I see it. Okay.
We've got it covered up so that the cats can't get down there.
I see. Okay. All right. There we go. That's exactly what I need. Thank you. I see.
If you put your flashlight down there, you'll see that the piers are built on 4x8s or 6x8 block wall pieces.
Okay. Yeah. Let me run part of that real quick. Inspected, fine. If you don't, that's fine too.
Well, okay, so my thoughts on that is, okay, the obvious statement, I want it done to code.
No question.
But on the other hand, and I don't mind having the inspections done, but on the other hand, I don't want to get into a situation where I've opened up a Pandora's box.
Agreed.
Okay? The job is the back porch and the garage and the two doors. Okay?
Let me offer this. Let me offer this alternative. Instead of a city inspector, would you be happy with a professional engineer to inspect? And I'll make that suggestion because usually these guys, who are the same guys doing my plans, they're protecting that extremely valuable license. If you ever have a problem, then you know who to call.
Okay, that works fine for me.
Okay, so, but, you know, like I said, I work for you. I do what you tell me to do.
Okay.
So, hard for me to get my fat head in this hole. I've got to see. All right, you've got a brick pier. You've got a 2x10 on, running parallel with the back of the house. You've got a 8x16 block on a 2x8 on a brick. You got a 4x4 running perpendicular to the house. There's some ductwork here. And a bunch of cave crickets.
Okay, I can hear you talking, but
right.
I couldn't understand all of it, so.
Well, my head was stuck as deep as in that hole as I could with an arm holding what little flashlight I could get. Running parallel with the rear of the house, it's a, damn, that's a 2-inch board. They don't make lumber like that anymore. You got a double 2x10, which basically saving you, because it's obviously treated, and there's the arsenic compound was in it, which I love because it lasts a long time. Now, but running parallel with the back of the house, I'm sorry, perpendicular, you got 4x4 sitting on a brick, sitting on a 2x8, but it should not have a low need for front to back. But there's a lot of reasons that I would like to probably jack the thing up from the roof line right above what looks to be a double header here. And I've still got my camera running. Basically what I'm going to show you is I would like to start in that corner where I'm indicating with my flashlight up to the ceiling and keep all of that all the way around and rebuild from that point down, so I know your structural members are sound. We'll only replace what we have to, but like I said, that comes from the order of the professional engineer.
Okay, so what we envision, and maybe I'm misunderstanding you, what we're envisioning is that you're gonna bring in some jacks.
Yeah.
And to temporarily hold up the existing roof line.
Right.
And then we're going to take down all those door inserts, which are not really walls.
Right.
And build a regular 2x4 wall there.
Sure. I would think that John is going to want to. I mean, he may like these double 2x10s. They've got a little bit of degradation on the top of them, and let's see if I can. But
the one that's there, right by the hole.
I'm sorry.
The 2x10 that's right there at the hole.
Yes.
Okay, that one is almost rotted clean through.
Okay, but
Stick your screwdriver and go about 4 or 5 inches into it.
Okay, I see that.
So that one I know we're going to have to replace, but I don't know
Sure.
if that's part of the deck or if that's part of the
Right.
original house.
Sure.
Porch.
Yeah, we can work through that structural, and if you are accurate with that, then there's no question John's going to want me to replace with a double 2x10. The span here, it can't be but 6 feet, which, what kind of, you want a tile floor in here, is that right?
Right. So
Okay.
what I'm expecting you to do is, or I can do it, I don't care.
Yeah.
Is rip up the floor.
Sure.
Replace whatever floor joists need to be replaced.
Sure.
Replace the choke piers that are there with some standard piers.
Right.
And then put in either a 1/2 inch or 3/4 plywood subfloor, and then I'm gonna put the tile floor on top of that.
Okay. And one more thing I would do for you is, not that it's difficult, but we'll put in probably would like to put in a 3/4 inch tongue and groove plywood subfloor, or it can be 5/8 OSB as the code minimum, but I don't usually like to live by minimums. And then a 1/2 inch hardy backer board, so when you tile it, it won't flex.
Okay, that'll be fine. That fits in with exactly what I was planning, which was a plywood subfloor, and so tongue and groove is fine.
Sure. Okay. And let's see here. Yeah, I would be really happy if we replace this T111. You want this front bay of 3 windows removed and replaced with a wall, isn't that right?
So, if you're facing the house and looking at the back porch, on the left side of the back porch, okay?
Yep.
We want that replaced with a wall, okay?
Okay.
And at the top of the wall, we're going to have a dormer window, about 12 to 16 inches high, running the length of the wall.
Got it.
The kitchen and the porch are very dark because of the trees and the way the house is situated. So we want as much light to get in there as we can. Okay, and on that back wall, we're going to move the washer and dryer that are in that little room off the kitchen. We're going to move them back out onto the porch.
Got it.
If you look at the floor, where right next to where they have the vent coming in, because it's a heated porch.
Sure.
There's the old holes for where the water pipes and everything came in for the washer and dryer.
Okay.
and for whatever reason, they took the stuff and moved it into the house instead of leaving it on the porch.
Okay.
And we're gonna turn the room that the washer and dryer is in now into more of a pantry.
Okay.
And then we may take those two bookcase cabinets off that back wall to make give the kitchen a little bit more a feeling of being more larger or something.
Well, you might be able to take this whole doorway out if you want to. I mean, it's this door wall, but you know, that's plaster, and it won't be hard to do. But I don't know if it's loaded or not. But it would open this kitchen up a lot. But that's just a suggestion.
Right. We needed to check on the load-bearing capacity of that one wall, because I was thinking about changing it from a doorway to just an entryway.
Sure, and the engineer can do that as well on the same trip and save some money.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, so if you walk into the porch, you face to the left, you'll see that wall. It's going to be a wall, except for the dormer window at the top. I think that's like figure 3 in the drawing set.
Right.
And then we're going to put the washer and dryer right below that. Okay? And after you guys are done and everything, I'm going to come back in and put in a couple of those strips to put a shelf above the washer and dryer so that we can do, put soap and cleaning material and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then as that left wall comes around the front of the porch, okay, it's going to continue to be wall, and it's going to start at that end. If you divide that wall into thirds, okay, the left third is going to be wall with a 2 by 3 window starting up high. So the window would be above the washing machine and let in some light, and then it would be wall, and then the middle third would be a full-length window, and then the right-hand third would be the door. And instead of having 6, or I guess there's 3 door handle inserts in that room now, we're going to have 1 door. Okay? And that's going to be on the right third of that facing piece.
Okay.
And then as you continue to go around on the right side, we're going to have 2 or 3 windows set into the site. And the number of 2 or 3 depends upon the size of the windows. You know, we don't want to order custom sizes if we don't have to. So if they're 2 by 8s or 3 by 8s, you know, then that's what we'll order. And if we put 3 by 8s or 2 3 by 8s and 3 2 by 8s, whatever that part fits in there.
Okay.
Okay. So right now it's like all glass all the way around. What we want to have is all glass on the right side, and then the full glass door, full glass window, and then like I said, a 3 by 3 or a 3 by 4 window, and then as you continue to go around, it'll be that dormer window along the top of the wall.
Got it.
So you'll get glass floor ceiling, and then you'll get kind of this reverse mountain effect as the glass gives way to wall.
Sure.
Okay.
You know how expensive glass is?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I said I would prefer to go with standard sizes than specialty cuts if I can get away with it.
Now, if I understand right, you said the word 8, is that 8 inches? It's got to be.
No, 8 feet.
8 feet, got it. Thank you. Okay.
You know, floor to ceiling glass.
Right, and that's equivalent to full view door. Pretty close.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
I think with, you know, basically a window, yeah.
And
basically a window as big as what I've got there now in the door insert, but
sure,
done up as a regular window in a wall, and not this half-ass job that this guy just strung together.
Right. Okay. And No, I'm on target. Actually, I was able to scoot in the laundry room real quick and get the door measured, and that slab is 79 and not 80, but I think you've got 5 inches of height. Our dilemma is your depth is, I don't know, what is this, circa 1930?
1923, 25.
No, sorry, circa 1925, and your neighbor's 22, but anyway, it's old and it's thicker than anything we have today. So some modifications are in order, but nothing like what you think.
Okay, so but in that door that goes into the kitchen from the back porch,
yeah,
there's no door frame around it.
We make a frame. I mean, that's just
okay.
Pair of studs and, and catching the top, and you know, thinning out or thickening up. But if you've got a slab measuring, it is a 32 and not a 36, which, you know, you're grandfathered in 1922 code. And that's another reason to keep the city inspectors off the lot if you can, because I don't want them strong arming you into any kind of upgrades that makes this expensive. But we can frame it out to get it to supportive, because, you know, Lord knows this is a brick house that's been here for 90 years and ain't going to go anywhere. The proof of the pudding's in the eating on the build.
Yeah.
So if it was going to have a problem, it would have had a problem in 1930 or 1940. There's nothing we're going to do to impact it, but I can get a door in there that'll be fine.
Okay, so between the porch and the kitchen, if we can, we would like to increase the door size.
You got 5.5 inches of molding interior, but you don't have that in brick. Let me check your brick, because that's...
So I'm stuck with a 32.
All right, well, you might be. Depending upon a couple things, I'm going to try. But see, you've got 36 inches brick to brick.
So could I go to a 34?
Maybe is a quick answer, and I hate to say that, but if I put in a pre-hung, and we might could put it in backwards, but you know, 34 again is an odd size. Your door cost is going to go up dramatically, but
and for that we're willing to pay.
Sure.
We understand that 34 is an odd size, but 32, you know, the way the house is laid out, you know, it's next to impossible to get anything through a 32-inch door.
I agree. There's no question.
So
I agree. Yeah. I mean, we can cut brick. The only problem is we've got a lintel on top of that that's got to remain that. But
I want to touch the brick.
I agree, and I was just trying to troubleshoot, not suggest, but troubleshoot. And I let my mind think of any possible way to make it happen, and then back into reasonable. But I'll put the biggest door in we can is a quick answer.
Okay, that'll be fine. And whatever the door is, then on the door to the outside, if we can get a 34 on the inside, we want to meet the outside of 36. Okay? I'll go to a standard on the outside. If the inside door is a 32, then we'll make the outside door a 32.
Well, the outside is going to be easy because we're going to be reframing everything.
Right. So, but I was just trying to explain.
Sure.
I'm willing to pay for the one outside door, but on the other one, I figure I can just live with whatever the standard size is.
No, your bottleneck's going to be at the 32 opening, but we'll give you the biggest door we possibly can.
Okay.
And there's some ways to back in. I don't know if we, put in an outswing door backwards and install it from the kitchen side and push it in that way. It'll be closer to what you want. But let me work on problem solving it in my time, and I'll propose my best solution to a remedy.
Okay. And then, so any more questions about the porch?
No, we're good.
Okay. And I don't know if I put in the drawings, but since the porch is heated, before we put in the plywood flooring,
Yeah.
I was going to put in some standard R30, not R30.
We'll put R13,
Yeah, R30.
R30 in the floor, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
And
insulate
then
it.
before you close up the walls, I was going to put the walls in with R13.
Yeah. I agree.
Okay.
I agree. You sure?
Okay. And let's see. And you guys don't have to do the painting. So, sheetrock, mud, tape, and then my sister and I will do the painting and the tile.
Okay.
And then if you're looking at the porch and you see that ceiling fan hanging up there.
Yep.
Okay, so we didn't want to muck with the ceiling fan. So what we were thinking about doing was right at where the washer and dryer come out, we wanted to put in, and I apologize if it's going to sound inappropriate or stupid, but like a 2x4 across from the brick wall to the outside wall, and then hang a pair of like louvered doors, louvered bifold doors.
We can do that.
So that, and I don't know if a 2x4 is the right solution, maybe a double 2x4 or something.
Well, no, the essence of the exercise, you want a framing member that'll support the doors without failing or sagging and still let the fan spin above it.
Right.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. And I told you about the shelf. Okay, so I think that's the majority of that back porch.
Got it.
And the two doors. And then the garage, I don't know if you took a look at the garage.